Hello, hello. Himalaya here. And gosh, I've just been not wanting to go live. It's really interesting. I think there's a lot, going on, and it's a time of change and speaking up. And there's a part of me that just wants to go quiet and not speak right now. There's a lot of reasons for that. I'm not going to get into all of that, but I wanted to share that I've been wanting to call us forward, call us in, call myself in. And here's the interesting thing, so I'll just actually just share this because this is what has been arising for me. Coming from immigrant parents, I'm first generation, born in North America, and we were taught to just stay quiet, do our work, stay quiet, not speak up because, my family comes from India and they got away from the unrest and the constant chaos and the fighting and my mom was born at the time of war. And when Pakistan and India were fighting, constantly they've been fighting. Pakistan was a part of India and then they separated. So when that was happening, um, obviously a lot of unrest. So nonetheless, so that's the lineage I come from. That is the being born in North America, we were just taught to do our work and stay quiet. And something that's inspired me, and even, I'm a woman of color and had massive racism in my growing up years, being a woman of color in a very small town, um, just pretty ridiculous experiences. But I want to call us forward. I want to call myself forward in speaking up and sharing that it's time to inspire others to speak up too and to make a difference, because now is the time for change. I want to say this. There is, here we are, as there's a lot of healers and spiritual teachers and leaders in the world. And we tend to stay quiet. We tend to actually stay up here because it's really comfortable up here. It's comfortable to see the world as love and light and stay separate. This is really hard for me to talk about, to be honest with you, because I don't want to speak up. I don't want to be in this because of what I just shared with you, like growing up in this way. So I get it. I get that I like, even yesterday I went on live in the Embodied Sisterhood group, and there was this, like, I've been, finding silence is um is supportive, but honestly, it's running away. It's running away because we get to all come together now. And someone who has actually inspired me is Hassan Minaj. He is, I hope I'm saying his name right. He has the show called Patriot Act, and he just speaks so intelligently. And that's a part of, like, some of my story of, like, I don't think I'm going to speak properly. I'm not going to say it correctly. And then I'm going to offend people. And I've got all sorts of trauma around that. So here's what I want to say. I am privileged. There's a lot of us that are privileged, that have the choice to just go up here and hang out and be in the ethers and be in the I'm not going to say anything category. But, and this is actually why I didn't want to come on live, because I'm so afraid of crying. Okay, so it's actually really important that we all come together. And I just have to trust that you empaths, we can't go quiet. Our gift is feeling on deep levels and speaking to that. And there are things that we can do other than being spiritually connected. There's other things that we can do. Like, it's actually time for us to absolutely vote and protest and speak up and inspire others to do so. So those of you in the Embodied Sisterhood group, especially, you are leaders. And yes, we're spiritually connected. So here's the invitation. I talk so much about this and lead this. Stay in your body. This up here will give us some understanding, but being in here is going to give us the voice to activate change and inspire it and invite it, and to be in unification. If we're up here, we're fucking separate. We're separate. So get into your body. Get into your body and make the difference in your communities. Get in with, there's an organization that I just got introduced to, and I'm also doing some more research and learning the proper way to talk about these things, about how to make a change and how to speak it into the world. The organization that I'm right now very, very inspired by and grateful for. Here's the thing, these things have been set up before this moment because this has been going on for a long time. Racism has been going on for a long time, and the authorities, like the police and all these systems that are actually broken, they're not they're broken. It's a broken system. So these organizations like White People for Black Lives Matter, and these systems, these organizations are already in the conversation, because this is not new. This has been going on for a long, long time. This right now is a pivotal point in history right now. So it's really important that we don't stay quiet. It's really important that we get this information from up here and bring it into our bodies and speak it out. Is this making sense? So if you could, those of you who are live right now or watching this later on, write in the chat or let me know what you're hearing from what I'm sharing, because it's really hard for me to speak without crying, and that's another reason I didn't want to come on. So my invitation is for us to take a stance and to do what we can. Don't just sit in our homes or sit up in our altars alone. Yes, do that. I've been doing that, but it's important to also speak to our communities and with our communities so we can make change. We can't just, everybody needs to be on board. That's what I'm getting really clearly. Everyone needs to be on board. So my question is, what are you going to do? My invitation is to get in your body right here, like bounce it out, whatever you need to do, shake it off, shake it through so you can use your voice. And it's time. Women, I've been speaking to you directly, leaders, healers, activists. And if you're not an activist yet, activate yourself or be activated in this moment and speak. Speak to your communities. Speak to your families. I admit I'm really in touch with how privileged I've been. Even though I've had racism in my life, I feel very privileged. And get in touch with your privileged self in order to bring it through your body and support this movement that is happening right now. Massive change is happening right now, and we get to not be quiet about it. Sorry. We get to not be quiet about it. We get to take action. And now we can take action. We get to be in unity. This is why I didn't want to come on, and I haven't been wanting to come on. Is I feel like I can't get through, but it doesn't matter. It triggers a lot, and it doesn't matter. It's time to fight. It's time to stand. It's time to step in. It's time to voice. No matter if we're fucking crying the whole time. So the thing that we can do is get on board with the local communities that are already positioned. If you don't have a local community, then start one. It's time for us to all be on board and in unity, coming into making big change. And the only way, the only way that can happen is if we're all on board. So get in touch with your privilege, and not to shame or to blame ourselves, not to blame other people. And not to hide, because I've been hiding. So get over it fast, get over it quick, and use your voice and create change now. Thank you for Cece. Thank you for those of you who are speaking in here. I'm so clear, and I want to thank my friends and my sisters in this group, Rebecca Feldman especially. We had a conversation this morning, and it was the third piece to what I needed into speaking out right now, and not going into that place that is really easy to go to, that I keep just speaking of, is like, being at my altar and being an empath and feeling things on this level, but actually speaking to you who are also feeling things on deep levels, to utilize that, bring it into the body, get in the body, don't bypass it, but be in the body, because that's actually where the spiritual gifts that we are given can come into this moment in time, this right now, and call forward, call in the change, be in our bodies, doing things like voting and signing petitions that are going to make the waves of change. We can't do it in the ethers alone. Yes, that, and be in the body, and speak forward, and call forward, And not to shame anybody. So if you see something online, like my friend the other day posted, and she shared, something that is, uh, she said, all lives matter. Yes, that is fucking true. And right now, it's really important that we really speak out that Black lives matter. And something that actually Rebecca just shared this morning that really made sense, a way to actually see this, is if we are in if a house is on fire, right? If a house is on fire and we say that, yes, all houses matter, even if the houses are not on fire, we say, yes, all houses matter, but the house that's on fire is the one that's on fire. So are we going to be in our houses and say, oh yeah, but my house, my house matter, or all house matters? Yes, that's absolutely true. And the house that is on fire gets to be the one that we support. Is this landing? Because it really landed for me this morning. So even if we're crying, and even if we're feeling things on deep levels, can you stay in your body? Can you bring those spiritual truths into your body so then you can speak it out and use your healing gifts and your empathy to be a change here and now for the house that is on fire, to support the massive putting it out for once and for all. It's possible, but we all need to be on board. So let me hear what you are hearing from what I'm sharing. Let me hear what's landing for you. I had the privilege of having my hands in the earth yesterday. And I feel like I've heard clearly now to utilize, to help spread, to be a part of the collective, not to hide in my house that is not on fire. To be in the collective of everyone right now. To come into unity, to make a difference here and now for everyone. And again, I pray that I'm not blaming or shaming us. My intention is to inspire us all as I have been inspired. Sorry, it really bothers me sometimes when I can't stop crying. And I'm going to have grace and patience and love for myself through this. And that is what absolutely that we are learning together as empath leaders here. Leadership cannot come being a solo journey in my, or being at my altar. So let me know what you're hearing from what I'm sharing. My intention is to really be in support of Black Lives Matter. This is the house that's on fire. Can we all come into unity and to collective? Can we all protest? Can we stand in the fire together and put it out and say this is not right? And it's time for this to come into freaking greater than balance. It's like It's not just balance, it's in deep unity and harmony. I'm gonna tell you, like, share with you, this is fucking uncomfortable. And I'm gonna stand in it with each and every one of us until we all, come on, sisters, like, we all get to rise in our communities, we all get to speak, even if we get it wrong. And that's one of the reasons I didn't want to get on here, because I'm afraid that I'll get it wrong or I'll say it wrong. Yeah, Cece, breaking negative patterns. Wake up and rise up. Yes. 2020 is coming on strong for us to be in the change, and that is the truth, right? We knew, all of us as a collective, we knew, especially the empaths in the house, the healers in the house, we knew that 2020 was going to be a massive time of change. And we all, because we live in this world of positivity and awesome, like, fluffy clouds and unicorns and all of that, which is great, and fairies and angels and all of that, which is great. And look at how it's showing up. May we not disregard this. Any times that I have disregarded this, I have put it aside that somebody else was going to take a stance and I should stay quiet. But that's not the truth. It is time for us to all, as a collective, speak into this, support the house that is on fire. Yeah, patterns are being broken. Tara, yes. Thank you. Yeah. So let me know what you are hearing from what I'm sharing. Let me know what you are hearing from what I'm sharing, or what's coming through. No matter what you may be feeling, because obviously I'm feeling a lot of, and have been, in the silence that I've been taught to not speak up, and it's not okay. And this is something I saw on Hassan Minhaj talk about last night. I was watching Patriot Act. If you don't watch that, my God, he just does such great research and speaks into it. And he's spoken to Black Lives Matter. And one of the things he was really saying, and I'm getting, I'd like to speak this into my family and to my Asian community also, is like, we've been taught to stay quiet because of what I've been sharing with you, is like, we come from immigrant parents, and it's like they come from this kind of chaos. Most of the time they grew up with it, and so it was refuge to be here. And so Hassan was just saying, like, that we have been, we've taken a stance of also being in the privileged, and Floyd was, the storekeeper. And I'm not blaming or shaming. I'm just saying, like, there is a place, a stance for us to no longer be okay with the corrupt system, yeah, I mean, I honestly just watched the episode that he did, because I still feel like I can't bring words to it in the way that is proper or clear. I'm really speaking to us healers and change makers and sensitives and empaths. This I know is like, we can't just be disconnected only in the ethers. We got to bring it into our bodies. So you know what to do. It's like, move your body and breathe and scream and get in. And I'm going to admit to you, yesterday I wasn't in my body fully until I got into the earth and put my hands in the earth and went for a walk on the beach last night and watched the sunset and put my feet in the water. So nature works for us, and speak it out. And this is what is here right now today. So speak it out to your communities. Um, look up organizations for Black Lives Matter. There's an organization in LA that I was just introduced to, and yeah, like this one's called White People for Black Lives. And there's other organizations like that in your communities. So thank you for sharing in what you're hearing from what I'm saying. Yes, to rising in our communities. I'm going to just put this on the screen so you can see it also. I see you and I'm here with you. Thank you. Totally resonate with Stomp being in the silence. I've been taught as a brown, biracial, Asian American. Yes, right. It's ingrained in us, right? So, and those of us who are white, you know, those of it's also, it's not enough to be like, well, I'm for anti-racism. I'm for, you know, Black Lives Matter. It's not enough just to be in your home and saying that. Use your voice, my loves. Use your voice, even if you get it wrong. And organizations like White People for Black Lives are here to also support us being in the conversation in a way that really brings us into unity. So that's all I'm going to say today in this moment. I might get on again later, but that's all I wanted to say right now. Thank you for hearing and being a part of the conversation. And this is what we're doing: is we are in conversation together. We are in putting out of the fire together, the fires together. Yeah. Yeah, thank you for writing that. I'm going to put this on the screen also. Cece, thank you for writing that in. Yes, Mother Earth is fierce. She is composting a lot of change. G-Fest, June 13th to the 14th, is a collective global cause of women sharing. Please go and check it out on Facebook. Awesome. Will you put the link here, please? Cece, would you put the link in so we know exactly where to go? That would be helpful. Thank you. Thank you for your love and for being lights in the world. I know that you also are being called in and called forward in the ways that you are. So good listening. And if there's anything I can do to support you and your voice, please reach out and don't be alone. We're not alone. We can't alone be at our altars. And obviously we're not alone. We're with our allies and all of that. But yeah, we're in this together as a community. So I love you. I'm signing off for now. And yeah. Be in your body, move your body, get in your body, get your feet on the earth, and bend your knees. Let the earth energy come in, and trust, even if you get it wrong, but your heart is there. You're making a difference. And it's important that we all step up now and step in now and speak up now and be a part of the change now. Okay, so I'm just reading. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. There is violence and riots and things like that, and there's a charge happening. If you see it in this perspective, as I have been, it's whether you see it as like taking advantage, whatever it is, but big needs to happen. Are being burned. And if it's for change to happen, I'm not saying, I'm not condoning that. I'm just saying, yeah, to not be of it, to not be afraid of it. Um, yeah, that's what I'll say to your comment, Denise. Oh, Cece, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, CC is in our Embodied Leadership Mastermind, and I'm so honored to serve you, sister. Your voice, yeah, you've got a strong heart, and I'm really, really excited to be serving you. And um, thank you for writing this. I have gained so much a week with you than I have in 10 years. Wow, awesome. Thank you. And yeah, the world needs you. The world needs all of you who are here. So may you be inspired by something I've shared here. And if honestly, I'm open to, if I've, said something incorrectly, I'm open um, to learning and growing. And that's what we're doing together. We're learning and growing and coming into the collective. So let's take a breath together. Let's take a few breaths together here as I come into this moment in time in this live. Bring that breath in, bring all of that spiritual knowledge into your body, into the center of your being so you can speak it out. Awesome. I love you. See you soon.